Hello Super Coaches, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Quick update from last week. So I didn't make a video last week because my computer crashed, but the plan was to make no trades whatsoever. However, Wade Egan is my hooker and he was dropped out of the squad at the last minute, so I had to bring in a replacement hooker with Sandon Smith on the bye last week, and I opted for essentially enough. A guy called Mulaney, who I've never heard of. Played his first game of NRL last week, scored 29, which is okay for someone making their debut who's going to be enough. So that's what I did last week. Ended up scoring 13.45, which is an okay score overall. I captained Cleary, which was not ideal. He only scored 60. The guy that saved my round were my backs, really. So Carraz, Garrick, and this guy, Jenkins, 151. What a star. I'm glad I held on to him. Overall, moved up to 24,500, which again is not amazing, but it is what it is. All right, so the teams are in for this week, and there's just basically two bits of news that attracted my attention. The first is that Tom Trbojevic is back at fullback for Manly. He's in my team. He's been sitting in my team doing nothing for a couple of weeks, so I'm glad to have him back in the squad. But then on the flip side, we've got Sandon Smith, who's been dropped to the bench for the Roosters. So this is going to hurt a lot of people's team, myself included. So I've only got nine players this week, and that includes my two hookers who I'm not expecting many points from. So I beg your pardon, it's 11. But when you take these two guys away, I've only got 9. So I'm going to use my boost, and I'm going to trade in 4 players this week. So out of the squad goes Yongi, who's done a reasonable job for me at fullback. I'm bringing in Drinkwater. Out of my squad goes Tamale, who is injured long term, and he's at a nice price, so he's useful. Sam Rani has peaked. He's going to start to lick cash, so he goes out. And the other one is Robert Toyer, who has been good. I'm a bit sad to let him go, but he's at a very good price, and I don't think he's going to get any higher. So time for him to go because he's playing Origin. Who am I going to bring in? Well, there's a couple of pod moves in amongst all that. So Yongi for Drinkwater and Azarko, who has just been bubbling away quite nicely, and he caught my attention last week when he scored 100 plus. So those two are coming in, and then I've got a couple of real pod moves. So Britton Nakora, he's a quality footballer in my opinion, and his price is incredibly attractive, and he does tend to go on a decent run towards the back end of the season. So I'm just sort of going to bring him in and cross my fingers, really. And then the last person I wanted to bring in was Greg Marzu, but I didn't quite have the cash to be able to afford that. So I've gone for another pod in Munro from South Sydney. I think this guy's got like a lot of potential. He's got wicked speed. He looks like a player. So that's what I'm going with. Hopefully that works out for me, and you will find out in next week's video. All right, thanks for watching.